Okay, this section here is called Simplifying Radical Expressions. Seems like all these sections are running together on these radicals. Let's say we had the square root of 5 times the square root of 2. And we want to simplify this. Since these are both root 2, we can put them both under the radical. Like such. All right. Take a look at another one here. Let you figure this one out. The square root of 7 times the square root of 11. Square root of 7 times square root of 11. We can bring both of those under the radical, and that makes that the square root of 77. Square root of 77. All right, let's take a look at another one here. What happens if you have the square root of 13 times the square root of 13? Okay, they can both go under the radical. 13 times 13. 13 squared. Now, in the previous section, we showed that. See that? The square root of a square, you just get back the number, which is 13. Okay, we are moving along now. Simplifying. This can be rewritten. Now things are going to start getting a little bit hairier. We know that 6 times 8 is 48, but what we're going to want to do now is just really factor this thing into a product of primes. So we have 2 times 3, which is 6. Then 8 can be written as 2 times 2 times 2. All right. Where are we going with all this? Well, that 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 can be written as 2 to the 4th power times 3. If we, now remember the section simplifying, if we were to rewrite this 2 to the 4th times the square root of 3, where did we start? Okay. Now you should know how to go from radical form to exponential form at this point. Okay, it can be rewritten. And 4 times a half is 2. So this is 2 squared times the square root of 3, which is 4 square roots of 3. So it seemed like we had to do a lot of work to get to that point. Okay. Seemed like it anyway. Let's look at this one here. 4 roots of the square root of 80. Square root of 80. So 4 roots of 10 times 8 is 80, if you want to look at it that way. You can break this thing up. 2 times 5 is 10 times 2 to the 3rd power, which is 8. We can go ahead and join these together, so this becomes 2 to the 4th times 5. 4 roots of. Let's go ahead and convert this over, this part here, to exponential form. Okay. Times 5. We'll go ahead and keep that as 4 roots of 5. That's pretty sloppy there, isn't it? Pretty darn sloppy. Let's do something here. Let's rewrite that. Okay, let's rewrite this. This is 4 roots of 5. What do we do? We multiply, so this becomes 2 times 4 roots of 5. Leaving it in radical form. All right, we got time to work some more. Let's see what we got here. Working quite a bit. Where are we at? 5 minutes. We are moving on. Okay, in this particular problem, I'm going to rationalize the denominator. In other words, get that radical out of the denominator, and you simply do that by multiplying the bottom by the square root of 7 and the top by the square root of 7. So we end up with the square root of 7 over, now the square root of 7 times the square root of 7, remember, you could rewrite all that as 7 times 7 is 49, or you could think of it this way. 7 times 7, you could just keep it as 7 squared, but when we square root a square, okay, everything just falls away. See that? All right, what are we doing here? The square root of x squared times y squared. Now, we could look at this a couple different ways. We could rewrite this like that. You see that? So remember, the square root of a square just all falls away. You got x times y. Okay, that's one way of looking at that, and I think that's just the way we'll look at that. I think we'll cut it right there. We've got quite a few more examples to work. We'll get them in the next video. And that's going to do it. Lots of examples. Lots of examples. See you in the next video.